WNY watercooler.com.
You're right. I couldn't care less about being 8-8 and 9-7 and making the playoffs. Like, it won't even do anything for me. I want to be like actually good. And
Actually good.
Yeah. Like, you guys want to keep?
In
let's
4
just try
years?
and get all these Band-Aids and get lucky one year.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Welcome back. WNYWaterCooler.com podcast. We got Stephen Coates today.
What's up?
Another in a long line of ugly losses to the Patriots.
I mean, it was a tough loss. It wasn't ugly. It was a battle, and they just came out on top. I think New England had probably their best game of the entire year.
Yeah, the defense just, let's give up the most yards in the history of McDermott being a head coach with the Bills. That was a great fucking timing for that.
Yeah, the defense had their worst game of the year, and I know, we only scored 17 points. We can blame the offense for not scoring.
Well, that's what I blame it on, yeah.
Well, yeah, you would, but the defense lost. The defense is the reason we lost the game. They got run over. New England controlled the ball, controlled the clock, the entire, especially the first half. And our offense didn't even get a chance. They got, one drive there in between New England having the ball for 28 minutes or whatever it was, or 28 plays in like 15 minutes in the first half. It was, they manhandled us. It was pretty discouraging to see. The only hope is that it was McDermott just not, realizing that they have more important games to come, and we're not going to show our hand.
And there's no way they did that. I think it was Belichick, the second time against a shitty quarterback. People talking about how the Patriots are done. It's late December. He wanted to come out and show that they're still a real fucking team, and they're probably going to get to the goddamn Super Bowl again, and they just stomped us. We go 3-and-out twice in the fourth quarter when we need to, and guess what? Our offense couldn't do jack shit. Couldn't even get more than 8 yards.
Well, in the second offense, I think in general was pretty good. They scored 2 touchdowns, and basically, I know it's not enough. They didn't score enough points, but Allen made some plays, and they had the lead, and then they just repeatedly couldn't get stops on defense. But I agree, on offense, it seemed like once we had the lead, it was like Singletary up the middle, Singletary up the middle. It's like they stopped trying to really.
It's a microcosm of every big game we ever play. We go in a shell if we have a lead. We choke. We never do enough. It's always the same thing. Mismanaging timeouts, questionable shit that always goes the Patriots' way. That how they don't call that intentional ground. Well, I know they're not going to call intentional ground because they never do with Tom. Well, maybe 1 out of 10 when he does it 3 every game anyways. And we can't overcome that shit. We're not going to go into Houston and win. We're definitely not going to go into Kansas City and win.
Did you say we're not going to go into Houston and win?
Not with the way our coach coaches. Not with our whole plan is to keep it within a field goal late. What kind of way is that to play?
Yeah, I don't know if it's who's to blame. I mean, obviously it starts at the top, but we have in multiple games this year, and we've talked about it many times. This team has gotten the lead and then just went into a shell, and it happened again Sunday. They were up. They had the ball. They had the lead. They got the lead 17-13, right? Then got the ball back with the lead, and then
Yeah, I don't. What when we talk? I mean, it's just we have the same conversation, except for when we eke out. I mean, God forbid we score more than 17 points in a fucking game ever. But I don't get it. I mean, well, I do get it. He doesn't trust this guy. Our only hope is circa 1999. Matt Barkley comes out here and rolls the Jets, but we're not even going to be able to do that at the start Barkley next week. We're not even going to be able to do that because for some unknown fucking reason we're playing Allen this week.
Yeah, I don't agree with playing Allen. I don't think that I see their reasoning behind it, and teams do this. They'll treat it like a preseason game, and for whatever they would say is, oh, we want to keep our guys sharp, whatever. Like coach talk. All coaches would say the same shit, and play them for like the first quarter or whatever. But I don't see the upside outweighing the potential risk in doing that. And I mean, Allen is one thing, but we can't afford to lose Singletary or Beasley or Brown because the drop off. If those guys go out, I'm not saying those guys are like world beaters, but like if Singletary gets hurt, we're gonna our offense is gonna rely on Frank Gore. He shouldn't play.
Oh, and I agree. I mean, if Allen gets hurt, it's probably better for the offense. But yeah, if Devin Singletary, there's no one behind him. Yeldon, who hasn't played in 10 weeks, the receivers. I mean, Duke Williams. There's a reason he's not playing. He's not good. So
yeah,
if either of our top two receivers get hurt or if Singletary gets hurt, we're completely fucked. There's no one. You're not feeling that.
There's a reason why Foster doesn't do anything either. Like Brown and Beasley have been very productive this season. I mean, if you look at their numbers, they're having the best years of their career, and they've been good. And if they go down, that's going to hurt big time. Like, who's going to replace Beasley?
Yeah, you can't. I mean, Foster, I don't know what the hell is wrong with Robert Foster. I mean, for us to not be able to use him at all is perplexing, other than he's the exact same player as Brown and not as good. So I guess I can see it, but there's got to be a way to use him somehow in the offense. But to the argument that, treat it as a preseason game, the problem with that is the Jets aren't treating it as a preseason game. Do you think that they don't? Do you think they don't want to hit Allen? Their grimy fuck defensive coordinator is the grimiest fuck defensive coordinator ever.
Yeah, and they have that white dude who like tried to break Allen's ankle. Remember? I forget his name, Anderson or something. He tried to injure Allen week 1. Like,
the D tackle.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I mean, the risk of injury to the quarterback isn't as high as like a receiver or running back, and those guys should not play at all. I mean, we'll see if they actually will. He said, we know Allen's playing. I guess we can see if what ends up happening with like Singletary and Brown and Beasley and those guys can dress and stuff, but they, who knows if they'll actually see the field. 100% those three guys were. And on defense, why are you playing? You can't play Milano or Edmonds. You can't play White. Those three guys, and you probably shouldn't even play your safeties either. So it's like the risk, whatever you gain from keeping guys sharp or whatever that any coach would say, doesn't outweigh the risk in these guys getting hurt, because we're not going to win a playoff game. Can you imagine if Trey White got hurt in a meaningless game? It would just be, I don't know. So we'll see.
What's the point of that? I don't even get the whole point of it. So they could still practice all week, and then on Saturday or Friday when they have their last practice, then put in the guys that are going to actually play. Who cares if you look sharp against the Jets? Even if these guys the backups that wouldn't get the practice reps or whatever, who gives a shit if they look like shit on Sunday? Because it's literally meaningless. It doesn't have 1 ounce of meaning to it.
No. We could, if you want to practice the same way you would any game this week, and then just Sunday morning be none of you guys are playing, and then let the backups play with no reps, and we lose, 38-3. Who cares? No. I mean, realistically, who cares? But I don't know. That's not how. And we played the Patriots week 17 at least once where they played Brady, and it was a meaningless game. Teams do this stuff. I don't understand it, but teams do it.
Well, I mean, the Patriots usually have 2-week bye anyway, but I don't understand the way that Belichick's used Brady for years. They've used him they're up by 40 points and they still run him out there. I never really understand how he uses them, but I mean, you can't question anything that cheater does. But
no, no, everything they do is right, obviously. And I don't know. We'll see. I don't agree with McDermott here, but if Allen goes out and plays 2 drives, and that's it, and then it's all backups the rest of the game, it's hard to really criticize him too much because that's like what every team would do.
Yeah. So if Houston wins and Kansas City loses, we go to Kansas City. That's basically what it is?
Yeah, if Houston wins, yeah. If Kansas City wins, then no matter what, we play Houston, right? But if Kansas City loses and Houston wins, then we play Kansas City, and I would imagine that those teams, I mean, I don't know, it's hard to say. Who would you rather play, Buffalo or Tennessee? I mean, I think if it was Pittsburgh, then teams would be wanting to avoid Buffalo, but Tennessee's been pretty good. I don't know, but Tennessee finally played 2 good teams and lost both games. So how good are they?
Yeah, I mean the Titans are. I don't really understand the Titans because they should have beaten the Saints and then their defense looked like shit. They gave up tons of points against them. If I'm any team, I'd want to play Pittsburgh. I mean, Duck Hodges, that guy is awful. He is horrible. And Tennessee can put up points. I mean, it's Ryan Tannehill, but...
So Pittsburgh is in with a win and a Tennessee loss. So if Houston wants to beat Tennessee to knock them out and then hope Kansas City loses because then they would get Pittsburgh. So I guess there's some incentive for Houston to try because Houston's not going to lose. Pittsburgh's not winning a playoff game on the road. There's just no way.
Yeah, I don't see the Chargers beating the Chiefs. I mean,
neither do I.
It's going to be. It's probably. I don't know the forecast. It's probably going to be cold, rainy, or snowy. I mean, that team. There's no way they bring back that head coach. They're 5-10. They lose 7 more games this year than last year. Or 7 last, and that's crazy. That team is so weird.
Yeah, they've been weird for like 10 years too. So Kansas City, and then they're like, does it matter to be the 3 or the 4? I guess because if you're the 3 seed, you have much better odds of getting a home championship game. So Kansas City's going to be playing. They're not losing to San Diego, LA Chargers. There's no way.
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to Kansas City. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. Anyone would think that, but
yeah, right. Well, I think Houston's our best matchup, and Kansas City's probably our worst. Kansas City might be our worst matchup, although I do like our chances better. Like Kansas City's defense. I mean, they've been good lately, but like I don't know how much of it's been like the opponents they've played or whatever. But their defense isn't allowing a lot of points. But we're not going to score against New England. We're not going to score against Baltimore, most likely. At least I think we can score against Houston and maybe Kansas City. I don't know. By score, I mean get to 20.
Well, yeah, I mean the Chiefs. They played the Bears. They won 26-3. They played. I mean they've only given up 6 points. They played the Broncos before that. It was 23-3. They just beat the Patriots 23-16. So I mean they're not. And they scored 40 against the Raiders, 40-9. They beat the Chargers 24-17. In the last few weeks, they haven't been scoring as much. Although they don't really need to because their defense is playing a lot better. But, I mean, the Broncos, Bears, and Patriots haven't been playing. It's not great offenses right now. But.
Yeah, neither are the Raiders at home, the Chargers. I mean, they're not playing. They played Tennessee and gave up 35.
Yeah.
So, who knows? But as we've seen it, obviously, the opponents matter. But
well, what's the spread? What's the spread at Houston? What's the spread at Kansas City?
Is this out there somewhere, or did you see anything on this, or are you just guessing?
Nah, I haven't really seen anything.
I would say Houston is like Houston minus 3.5. Kansas City's probably like 6.
Yeah, I was thinking probably 3.5 or 4, and I'm thinking 7 at Bills plus 7 at the Chiefs. But
damn, we'd be bigger dogs at Arrowhead. That makes sense than we were at New England. I guess that makes sense. But I don't know. There's no team that I don't feel like there's any team in the playoffs that I don't feel that the game will be close against. We've played all these teams. I mean, honestly, if you think about it, we've just went through I know you hate our offense and stuff, but we just
You're right,
went through,
I do.
I know you do. We just went through just about the toughest stretch of defensive opponents that you could go through. I mean, we played Denver, Dallas, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and New England in 5 consecutive games. And they went 3-2 in those games. I mean, this was the hardest stretch of the schedule. We were worried that they were going to fall apart. They didn't. They were tough, and it prepped them for the playoffs. So I think they're, I mean, do you think they'll beat Houston or no? Right now, if you had to make a prediction.
Because it's the Bills, I can't predict that. Houston and Bill O'Brien are a complete joke. If you take the Bills off of it, if you take away all my history of just watching this team always lose, I would see them winning that game. But I mean, it's the NFL, and the Bills have been playing very close games with every team pretty much this whole season. So to them, they could win. The way they're going to have to win is not going to be the offense. The defense is going to have to make plays, give them the ball inside the 40, the other team's 40, or Allen's going to have to be hit up, pressure up the middle so he can't step into a ball and gun it over the receiver's head 10 yards so he could hit Brown and stride like that.
Houston's a joke. I can't stand them. They were down 38-3 to Denver at home. How can you be like a real contender, a playoff team, and have that happen? It was 31-3 at home against Denver at halftime.
Their fans have to hate them. Everyone hates Houston. Deshaun Watson, sometimes he looks amazing, and then sometimes he looks awful. I don't know.
I'll go out. I'll put it out there and say that I think he's extremely overrated. I've watched him play a number of times. He makes good plays. He has good games and stuff, but I don't want to say anything I'm going to regret, but I don't think he's in the same class as Mahomes and
he's
those
not.
guys.
He's not top 5-ish or whatever. He's not the highest tier quarterback. I think if he had a better coach, that I don't know. I think he has it, but he's not showing it completely. He's good. He's
pretty good, but he's not an elite quarterback, I don't think.
He's definitely not elite right now. But.
They lost 41-7 to Baltimore.
Yeah, they have some awful games. I mean, even at home. I mean, the Bills, that game against the Eagles, I don't know what happened there, other than Allen just turning the ball over inside our own 20 like he likes to do. But
even that wasn't really a blowout.
That was a blowout. That was an embarrassing game.
They ran away with it in the second half, but it was not like it was. The Bills didn't come out and fall behind 31-3 at halftime. That's crazy.
Yeah.
In the Ravens game, it was. I guess it was only 14-0 at half, but just to come out and maybe we come out and jump all over these guys. I don't know. We'll see. But Kansas City's a team that if we end up playing them, that would suck.
I can't wait for Barkley to just own Jamal Adams and be dressed with that helmet on in 10 days, just staring down J.J. Watt.
It's not going to happen.
Staring down J.J. Watt, just looking so confident, fucking just shreds that defense. Matty B.
I hope he does. I hope he does. I hope he gets us to 11-5 because that's what I predicted before the season. I hope Allen plays 2 drives. I hope Allen plays 2 drives. Maybe we score one. I don't even care. Just move the ball a little bit. And I hope Barkley comes in, and I hope he lights it up, and we win. And in Barkley, it's a little different than 99. Didn't the owner – we traded a first-round pick for Rob Johnson. Our owner was probably he has to play. I'm sure that's what happened.
Well, you see a 5'8" Smurf out there who the year before who fumbled on the biggest play of the game. Like a loser, and you have a stud from USC. It's very similar.
Stud from USC. Yeah, you're right. They're both studs from USC. Yeah, true.
Highly touted prospects, and they've shown that they can win in the league. Rob's got a ring.
Barkley has shown he can win the league. He's got 2 wins in his career.
He shredded the Jets last year.
Yeah, that's literally his only good game he's ever played.
Well, it was his only opportunity.
Okay. You think we have a better chance to win going into a playoff game with Matt Barkley at quarterback?
If he gets all the reps in practice. I don't know if that's going to happen, though. They might split reps.
Starts. No, he's 2-5 in starts. And
well, I don't care about games with the Bears 8 years ago when they had the worst coaching staff of all time. Google it.
He's on the Bears 3 years ago. 1-5.
Yeah, that team was horrific. Horrible. He got them Trubisky, so fans probably hate Barkley. What's the score of this Jets game going to be? Or are you not even going to give a prediction?
That's not even worth it. I mean, the prediction, I have no idea. My prediction is, the only prediction I'll give is that I bet you Allen only plays a quarter, and most of these starters that he says are going to play aren't even going to see the field.
If I see 26 trot out onto the field, I'm going to run down there and punch McDermott in his big forehead.
Dude, you can't play Edmonds or Milano. Who are their back? Like, we had missed Milano. Didn't Milano miss, like, maybe the Philly game or something? I forget which game.
He might have missed the Patriots game.
Or maybe it was the Patriots. I don't remember.
I don't feel like
Milano and Edmonds. I feel like our backups are like, who are our friggin' backups? I don't even know.
I don't even know.
But we can't afford to lose these guys. We can't, like, in our safeties, we got, like, who's our backup safeties? Like, Marlowe and these guys have never played. These guys don't play.
Dean?
We can't afford an injury. I don't know. I would bench everybody. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for.
Because we have a brain. For some reason, I don't know. He must have prayed about it or something.
Allen playing like a couple drives is less egregious than having skill guys out there, because the injury risk is so much higher.
I'm nervous about my boy Bork. He better keep that leg warm all day. We cannot lose Bork because he's my second half of the season MVP. Guy, coughing corner. Holy shit.
Dude, I don't want to get back into the Patriots game. This is going to be a quick pod.
Not when we're talking Bork.
Can we bitch about the refs for again against that? You brought up the intentional grounding. How do you not call that? That's called every other quarterback in the league. Yeah. And then the face mask. Allen's running a QB sneak. Every single ref is watching Allen, and his head gets turned. Like, no one throws the flag on that.
And then the way they spot the ball, even one of their Patriots players move the ball. It just always happens.
We did get kind of that one spot on the Sanu play. I think it was maybe before the fourth down stop by Kevin Johnson.
Yeah, and then they reviewed it and still didn't give it to him.
Yeah, but that face mask. I mean, I don't know if it would have ended up changing anything, and we would have been 15 yards closer with I'm sure it would have changed something.
I think we would have been inside the 20 with more than 2 minutes left then.
Yeah, and who knows? But that one to me is I don't even, because everyone staring at the TV watching that play probably yelled face mask. It's crazy. Anyways, are you giving a score prediction for Sunday?
Well, Matt Barkley's playing, so I'm predicting a huge victory for my boys. 30-7.
30-7.
Matt Barkley's just going to shred this team.
Your most convincing win of this season prediction is when all our starters are benched. I love it. True to form.
I like Isaiah McKenzie and Foster and Duke Williams, and obviously anyone that has seen him likes Barkley. So Yeldon's a serviceable player.
No one. I wouldn't even. I hope they unleash Yeldon in the playoffs. I hope they're saving him, and honestly, activate Yeldon against Houston, and you have, dude. Yeldon's a versatile player. He can do a lot of things. Gore is so one-dimensional. I wouldn't trust Yeldon. I wouldn't give Yeldon the rock in the end of the game trying to kill the clock. Don't get me wrong, but he can catch passes. You can run him on the draw, and teams don't know if you're going to run or pass when he's out there. Same with with Gore, it's
1 yard loss guaranteed.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd say, I would love it if they unleashed Yeldon in Houston.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you. Well, no, we'll see you at the game on Sunday, and it'll be fun.
Oh yeah, you know what? I'll be there. Meaningless week 17.
I'll bring a poncho. Don't you want to send your glory boys out with a great fanfare for our playoff game? I mean,
I do really want to go 11-5. That's a really good record, 11-5. If we do that, I'd be pretty impressed.
I'll bring you a poncho. Don't worry about it.
All right, later.
Bills like Buffalo.
Go fuck yourself.
Shit, I'm all about the bills like Thurman Thomas. I don't tip, I pay bills. Bitches call me Buffalo.
Fuck it. Do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Hey, Peter.
Yeah.
Watch out for your cornhole, bud.
Okay, Lawrence.
Yes.